Good afternoon, everyone. Today, me and my group are going to present on malwares. I'm Randy Matos.
I'm Grisel Rodriguez.
I'm Juan Rosario.
And I am Virgilio Acuna.
So I today will begin talking about a brief history of malware. The traces of malware can go back as far as 1949 when John von Neumann presented his theory of self-reproducing automata to his university. In 1962, Bell Telephone Labs created a program destroying game. Although not malicious in nature because it was just a game, it could still be used for malicious intent. Then in 1971, at BBN Technologies, Bob Thomas created the Creeper virus. Very destructive virus that spread like wildfire using ARPANET. It was so bad that they had to create the Reaper virus to go back and delete the Creeper. In 1982, Richard Skrenta wrote the ELK cloner for the Apple II computer. It would, upon startup, rewrite this, it would replicate itself in memory and show just a message on screen saying that it was the ELK cloner. And it was passed by a floppy. In 1983, Frederick Cohen coined the term virus, which he deemed necessary using one of his students' papers as he described it, as he likened it to the common cold. In 2001, Trojans and worms that can steal your information started appearing. In 2005, the first mobile phone virus, the Caribe, was created. In 2007, the Zeus Trojan became well known. Why? Because it was notorious for stealing bank information. Then in 2009, the first ever iPhone worm was created, named iKey. Its signature was a Rick Astley picture that would take over your wallpaper and it would say, iKey is never going to give you up. That's right, you just got rickrolled. As of 2011, 73,000 streams of malware are written daily. That, my friends, is dangerous. Now I'll pass it on to Grisel.
So, hello guys. So, what are malwares? As most of you should know, malwares are programs that run on a computer with the purpose of obtaining important information from users, right? What type of malwares we can find out there? One of them is adware, which is any software application in which advertised banners are displayed while the program is running. Spywares is any software that monitors your computer and reveals collected information to an interested party. Ransomware, on the other hand, is a malware that alters a system in such a way that you are unable to get access normally, and it will then display a screen to demand you to pay in order to unlock your computer. So I think that the most common one are Trojans, which are harmful programs that look legitimate. Users are typically tricked into loading and executing them into your system, and after it is activated, it can achieve any number of attacks on the host, from irritating the user to demanding the host, like deleting files, stealing data, activating and spreading other malwares, etc. Other examples are keyloggers, hogs, and worms. The last one are a malicious program that make copies of themselves multiple times on a local drive, and it doesn't harm any data or file on the computer. But in contrast to virus, which require spread on an infected host file, worms are stand-alone and do not require a host program or human help to propagate. So, after knowing all the different types of malwares, what can we do about this? So basically, to protect your computer from any attack, we need to keep like really close look and try to avoid downloading anything that you don't know or do not understand. You can download and run adware and spyware removal programs. Use antivirus. Do not download a suspicious program and check programs before you install them. Use any software firewall to help control which application can send and receive data. Do not trust anything associated to spam emails. even from your friends, you need to be careful when you download any attachment. Use automatic patch updating, especially if it's from Windows computers. Patches often close loopholes that can make you vulnerable and to malware threats. So now I'm gonna let you know a little bit about mobile malware with my friend Juan.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about mobile malware. Malware are now being focused on mobile devices, and in this presentation I'm going to be discussing about two major types of malware that are affecting our mobile devices. Timofonica was the first mobile malware that was discovered in June 2000 and originated in Spain. It was identified by Antivirus Lab in Russia and Finland. Trojan and spyware are affecting more mobile devices than any other malware. As mentioned earlier, a Trojan is a malicious program that performs actions that have not been authorized by the user. Some of the actions include deleting, blocking, modifying, and even copying data. Unlike other malwares, Trojans are not self-replicating. The first Trojan mobile Trojan discovered was by a researcher in 2004. It went by the name of QDial. QDial was hidden within a game called Mosquito, but it targeted users with Symbian S64. This particular malware targeted SMS data, and it will charge the users, bringing up their bill. In August 2010, the first Android Trojan was discovered by Trend Micro. This new Trojan went by the name of Androidos. It originated from Russia, and it was an SMS fraud application just like QDial. This mobile application was downloaded from third-party marketplaces. In March 2011, the largest collection to date of Trojanized apps was discovered in the Android marketplace. The spyware is defined as any software that covertly gathers information to the user's internet connection without his or her knowledge, usually for advertising purposes. Spyware is typically installed by convincing the user to visit a corrupted website and then exploiting the software to install the spyware. Symtic was a form of mobile spyware that enables remote monitoring of the activities and information on compromised devices by third parties. It would then send this information to the third party in which gathered information on the user. As you can see in this map, malware is affecting all over the world. In the United States, we are heavily affected by ransomware, also known as scare package. Ransomware are the type of Trojans that will lock a user's phone and will ask for ransom in order to unlock their phone. In South Korea, they're heavily affected by spyware, and in France, they're affected by a Trojan called CoinCrypt, which is a financial malware. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Virgilio.
Hello everyone. My section has to do with financial malware. What is financial malware? Financial malware describes the emerging trend of using specialized malware, which has been built to scan a computer machine or an entire computer network to gain information associated with financial transactions. Financial malware is employed by hackers to commit banking fraud, cybercrimes. There are two forms of financial malware attack. According to security experts, they are general attacks and targeted attacks. General attacks are defined to steal login information of the user, not only for banking sites, but also for any secure socket layer. Targeted attack. This kind of attack made the Zeus. Here, I'm just going to provide like a brief explanation about Zeus, which is a Trojan horse computer worm capable of being used to carry many malicious and criminal tasks. It is often used to steal banking information by man-in-the-middle browser keystroke logging and form grabbing, malware famous. The attacker intentionally creates configuration files for particular online financial organizations. Then the attackers make use of these files to trigger the man-in-the-middle browser attack, which is a technique in which the configuration file provides a fake web page to the internet browser. Now I'm going to describe a couple of examples about financial malware. The first one is the i2 Ninja. Researchers actually uncover a sneaky piece of financial malware known as i2 Ninja being sold on a Russian cybercrime forum. It's a peer-to-peer Trojan, which can be used to steal credit card and other financial information, likely to infect system via drive-by infection, fake advertisement, and bogus links, capable of infecting a specific target, spear phishing. Another example is crimeware targeting ICS SCADA network, attributing to attack run by cyber criminals. This type of financial malware involves 13 different types of crimeware disguised as new version for human-machine interface, software for Siemens Symantec, WinCC, GE Simplicity, and Advantech device drivers. The attackers run spear phishing campaigns and drive-by download to compromise victim machine. The attackers share links to the fake HMI, which stands for Human Machine Interface, product uploader, which serve the financial malware on the machine. In some cases, the visitor is redirected to a website that looks like the legitimate Siemens website to trick the user into downloading SCADA software or any update. And lastly, countermeasures. What are banks doing to protect themselves from any financial malware attack? The first one, defense is improving. For example, banks are beginning to roll out big data implementation that sit inside their perimeter to track every transaction by every user. Fraud engines, in turn, are able to use the new data to compare new transactions against those a customer has made in the past, triggering notifications when unusual patterns surface. And legal actions. Ultimately, the hope for combating financial malware at the moment is legal actions, such as the arrest of the carbon banking malware crew in Russia last year. Carver was a private crimeware kit used by a crew in Russia. Several members of the alleged crew were arrested in Russia in 2012, and several months later, commercial version of the Carbon Trojan appeared on the market, going for the lofty price of $40,000. However, mustering the necessary international cooperation needed for arrest has been particularly difficult. Thank you.